this video, we will show you how to fit the door frame for hinged doors. We will show you how to secure the door frame to your polytunnel on both soil and solid bases. In this video, we will show you how to fit doors that open inwards. If you would like your doors to open outwards, then this can only be done once the polytunnel cover has been fitted. We will show you how to achieve this at the end of the video. Here are the parts you'll need. The door frame comprises of 3 pieces of 100mm by 47mm by 3m timber, which are the 2 door frame posts and 1 door frame lintel. The remaining pieces supplied in the pack are 19mm by 38mm by 1.8m battens, which are used later when fitting your polytunnel cover. Start by running a taut string line across the width of your polytunnel on the end hoop. Ensure the string line runs on the outer face of the hoops. You will use this string line to make sure your door frame is flush with the end of the polytunnel. Determine the centre of your polytunnel width by measuring 11 feet from the corner hoop from the centre of the tube. From this central position, measure 1.14 meters towards each corner hoop. This identifies the position of your doorposts. If you are fitting your polytunnel onto an earth base, you will be required to excavate a hole 30 cm square and 40 cm deep. If fitting to a solid base such as concrete or timber, the door frame post will be secured to the ground using brackets. Reposition the door frame post into the hole or onto the solid base, ensuring the front face of the post is behind the string line. Ensure the door frame post is positioned 1.14 meters from the center mark to the inside of the door frame post. Use a spirit level to make the doorpost vertical. Mark where the doorpost meets the door rail and cut the post on this mark. Reposition the doorpost. Fit a P-clip onto the door rail. Both prongs of the P-clip should run down the outer face of the doorpost, where it is held in place with bolts. Using a 9mm wood drill bit, drill a hole on the marks through the timber. Push a bolt through the P-clip and drilled holes, so that the thread is on the inside of the polytunnel. Loosely secure with a washer and nut. Adjust your door frame post so that the front face touches the string line. The inner edge of the door frame post is 1.14 meters from the center and is vertically level. Once you are happy with the position, secure the P-clip in place with a self-drilling screw. Now we will secure the bottom of the door frame post. If on soil, backfill the hole with concrete. We suggest using concrete that is 1 part cement and 5 parts aggregate. We also recommend postcrete. This ready-made mix is supplied in 20kg bags, requires no mixing, you simply add water. Approximately 2 bags per hole will be required. If on a solid base, fix the base of the plate to the floor using shield anchors for concrete or coach screws for timber. Position the door frame post plate on the ground on the inside of your polytunnel. Make a mark through the center hole, then remove. If on a concrete base, drill a hole 7 cm deep using a 14mm masonry drill bit. Separate the bolt and washer from the sleeve and insert through the hole in the door frame post plate and then screw on the sleeve. Locate the shield anchor into the hole and firmly tighten using a 17mm spanner. If on a timber base, drill a pilot hole 5 cm deep using a 7mm timber drill bit. Finally, screw the plate to the doorpost using the screws provided. We will now fit a door to one of the doorposts. Ensure you have left the concrete for an adequate amount of time to set. Position the T-hinge internally onto the door frame post. Ensure the chamfered holes are visible. Use the screws provided in the commercial door frame kit to secure the hinge to the doorpost. Position the door, ensuring there is enough ground clearance for the door to fully open and close. With the first doorpost and door fitted, we will move on to fit the second. Position the second doorpost in the hole and cut it to size like before and loosely fix it to the door rail with a P-clip. First, temporarily screw 2 self-drilling screws into the edge of the door. This will ensure there is a consistent gap between the two doors and enable them to open and shut properly. Have one person hold the second door up to the first one and then adjust the doorpost. Once the doorpost is tight up to the door, secure it in place by screwing the hinges onto the doorpost. With everything in the correct position, firmly tighten the P-clip on the door rail. Adjust the doorpost so it is flush with the string line, ensuring the doors do not distort the string line, and then secure into the ground with concrete. You can now remove the self-drilling screws. We are now ready to fit the door frame lintel. Before doing so, double check that both doors open and close nicely, ensuring they both have enough ground clearance. You will be required to cut the door frame lintel so that it fits between the doorposts. Offer the door frame lintel up, position one end flush with the doorpost, and make a mark at the other end where the lintel needs cutting, and cut. Reposition the lintel, ensuring there is a 5mm gap between the top of the doors and the bottom of the lintel. Use a 4mm wood drill bit to drill a pilot hole. Use a 150mm screw to secure the doorpost. Repeat at the other side. The joints can now be reinforced with nail plates on both sides. Position a nail plate equally across the joint and secure in place with twisted nails. The doors could damage the polytunnel cover when fully opened. Drive wooden stakes into the ground to prevent this. If you would like the doors to swing outwards, this process can be done after the polytunnel cover has been fitted. Remove the doors from the door frame and reposition the hinges, so they are on the outside of the door frame. The hinge will be screwed onto the batten of the door frame post upright. Longer screws will be required. You will need to source these screws yourself. If you do choose to have your doors opening outwards, ensure that you use a small strip of timber so that the door cannot blow inwards. Again, this timber will need to be sourced by yourself. Now we will fit the door drop spikes that keep your door from blowing in the wind. Door drop spikes are fitted to the outside face of the door on the opposite side to the hinges. Measure up from the bottom of the door 9 cm and make a mark. Position a door drop spike guide bracket so the bottom of the bracket is flush with this mark. Mark the position of the 2 slots in the bracket and across the top. Now reposition the bracket so the bottom of the bracket is flush with the top mark and mark the position of the 2 slots again. Using a 9mm wood drill bit, drill a hole through the door for the 4 slots. On the inside face of the door, insert pronged T-nuts into each hole. Bolt the 2 angled brackets onto the door with the slot on each bracket at the top. Close the door to the required position, slide the drop spike down through both brackets and mark the position on the ground. Open the door and bury the tube in the required position. If your polytunnel is on a hard base, the housing tube is not required. Simply drill a hole using a 9mm drill bit to an appropriate depth. Repeat this process on both doors. You can find more videos to help you build your polytunnel at construct.firsttunnels.co.uk. We also have a construction helpline if you require any further assistance.